One of the things that I think has caused the most problems on the planet, and most definitely in the realm of birth, is the fact that we are afraid of birth. Now, I didn't think I was afraid until I began the process of giving birth the first time. But I do know that fear is a very important factor in causing the intrusion, the drugs, because people are afraid to feel. Now, why would we be afraid to feel? I have discovered along the way, by exploring my own birth and being with hundreds and hundreds of people as they explored theirs, and worked with the breath to access the feelings, the sensations, as well as the thought forms. And at the bottom of all of it is fear. Fear of the physical, fear of feeling. Now, what happens when we are afraid of something, we contract. We contract and we move away from it if it's at all possible. When you're in labor, it's very difficult to pick up and run, although the fight or flight pattern in the endocrine system does allow a woman to do that, but she must shut down her labor. What happens as a woman is moving closer and closer to giving birth. The memory of her own birth comes to the surface, not necessarily close enough so that she remembers all of it, unless she has support for doing that, but just enough to cause her to reach out for help, reach out and go along with what the prevailing consciousness has to say about birth. She may have thought that she wanted to have a home birth, but then the fear in the medical community, the fear in her friends, all of the stories about unsuccessful outcomes begin to pile up, and then she surrenders to that. So one thing that I find is, to me, essential to create the birth that you truly, truly envision for yourself is to take the time to explore your fears. You know, fear can only hurt you or cause an effect if it's held back. Explore it. See if it's reasonable. Allow yourself to take a look and perhaps even explore your own birth. What happened, how your mother was feeling, what her thoughts were. All of your mother's thoughts, your father's thoughts, caused an effect. You were wholly present with them in this divine triad. And it's liberating to everyone for you to liberate yourself from fear, because it stops the action. It puts a clamp on everything, and it stands in the way of you living the life you want to live, and it stands in the way of you giving birth in the highest, most empowering possible way. It's safe. to give birth. Giving birth is the most natural thing in the world. All of your life energy is not to be feared. It is to be embraced. And it's important, I think, to be able to work with the breath, to use the breath to allow you to expand into that, all of that energy. So take a moment right now. Take a long, deep breath. And say thank you for your ability to access all of your feelings, your ability to free yourself of fear with support.